What you good people are about to see is an operation in progress. This is a real-time feed. No smoke and mirrors pre-recorded bullshit.
Everyone is talking about the Halo remake right now. You've probably seen the videos and all the main points people aren't happy with. All sorts of YouTube videos out right now saying things like Sprint will ruin the atmosphere or Forerunner structures don't look right. And they're not wrong. They're just not seeing the whole picture. They'll tell you Sprint ruins the atmosphere, but they never explain why that atmosphere is so important and why it worked in the first place. Because all of these problems with the new gameplay demo, they all connect. They're all symptoms of one thing. Halo Studios doesn't understand what made Combat Evolved work. And in this video, I'm going to show just how lost Halo Studios is. This isn't a reaction, it's a breakdown of why the remake was doomed the second they started modernizing Halo. So let's start from the top. Imagine you are tasked with remaking one of the greatest games of all time. The way I see it, you've got two options. Option 1, a preservation piece. You rebuild the original game exactly as it was. Every encounter, every layout, every mechanic, just brought up to modern technical standards. Higher fidelity, smoother controls, better resolution, but the soul stays untouched. You're protecting history, similar to like remastering a game. Then there's option 2, a reinterpretation. You use new tools and design tech to expand the original ideas, to build what the developers would have made if they weren't limited by 2001 hardware. That means you have to see the vision. It means bold choices, not just cosmetic ones. What they've shown in the new gameplay demo is neither. It's the worst kind of halfway product. Mechanically modernized, but conceptually stuck in 2001. They didn't remake Halo. They reskinned it with Halo Infinite assets. It's the same 24-year-old layout, just with Infinite Sprint, ADS, and sterile assets pasted over it. If you're going to keep the original level design, then keep the mechanics that made it work. If you're going to add new mechanics, that's fine, but build new levels for them. Trying to halfway do both is design suicide. And personally, I would have gone with option 2 myself, a reinterpretation done right. Keep the same story beats, the same atmosphere, the same spine, but you build every level from the ground up with modern tech and modern understanding of what made these moments powerful in the first place. The original Halo wasn't about spectacle, it was about immersion, about pacing and tone. And while for its time the graphics were amazing, it wasn't really trying to impress you with its graphics. It was trying to sell you on the sci-fi, space military fantasy. In 2001, it was the idea of being a lone super soldier dropped into a real war, a losing war against something ancient and terrifying. And that's what you build towards. Not speed or this fucking mobility creep, but presence. But Halo Studios, they don't have the vision or the restraint to pull that off. They don't understand that a reinterpretation isn't just throwing new assets into levels that are designed the exact same. It's understanding what each moment was meant to feel like. And then you get these Halo Studios developers saying stuff like this.
Whenever we make a change, the number one thing was to be true to the original game.
Okay, if you make a change, your number one thing is to stay true to the original game. Then why is basic shit changed that has no need to be changed? Why do the elites not have the energy shield effect when they get shot? Whatever the elite shield is now, it's not true to the original at all. The effect of the energy shield is iconic from the first game. In the new gameplay footage, the energy shield almost looks non-existent. I mean, I don't know, did he just straight up lie in that vid doc?
Whenever we make a change, the number one thing was to be true to the original game. To be true to the original game.
There's all sorts of shit in the recently released demo that's just not true to the original at all, and it's basic shit like the assault rifle isn't true to the original. Doesn't have 60 rounds. Why don't the Marines have the cool sci-fi eye scanner on their helmets? I mean, So you're going to change the Marines' helmets that used to be fucking sick and everybody recognizes to just some lame-ass helmet? And, like, how is that true to the original? I mean, the list just goes on and on. So, I don't know. To me, that just sounds like a blatant lie. And notice how in their own behind-the-scenes video, they run Halo Combat Evolved through a washed-out CRT-looking filter. It's, like, heavily desaturated, before cutting to the remake's pristine footage. Like, that's not a fair comparison at all. That's fucking bullshit. And that's like propaganda. And the original didn't look dull like that. They made it look dull to sell their new graphics. If you have to sabotage the original to make your work look good, maybe your work just isn't good enough. So going back to Sprint, a lot of YouTubers have talked about how Sprint will ruin the atmosphere, and they are right. Players won't soak in the Forerunner atmosphere. They won't feel that eerie liminal space. They'll just sprint past it. Sprint through the door to the next objective. It kills the tension, it kills the immersion, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But before we get into the atmosphere stuff, there's something else that Sprint ruins that isn't really mentioned as much. In a game like Halo Combat Evolved, Sprint hurts the combat too. The golden triangle of Halo is shooting, melee, grenades. You know it, I know it, that's the whole system. We all know the golden triangle. But you add in sprinting, and suddenly that triangle, it's like some kind of fucked up rhombus. Think about it. Your shields are low, or broken, and there's a jackal shooting at you. It's like 15 or 20 feet away. Jackals have an energy shield that deflects bullets. They are strong against guns, and weak against melee. Grenades, if well placed, you could take them out, but if it's not well placed, it's worthless. So you have to make a decision. Do you go for a well placed grenade behind the jackal if you have a grenade? Do you try and outgun it and hope your accuracy is good enough to land the shots that aren't covered by the shield? Or do you try and close the distance and melee it? You have options, and a lot of it depends on your positioning. Well, Sprint completely changes this entire scenario now, because you can just sprint up on it and melee it. No need to worry about your position or try to land a well-placed grenade. Just sprint up to the jackal, melee it, maybe sprint in a small arc, since you'll be moving so fast it won't be able to hit you, and melee it. GG, easy. I mean, why wouldn't you? And this is just one small example, but scale this up to bigger fights and the issue just compounds. I mean, that's how it's been in all the Halo games that have had sprint. And there's a reason sprinting, sliding, grappling, ADS are considered modern mechanics, because that's exactly what they are. They are trends, they are what's popular right now. But that doesn't mean they belong in every game, and it sure as hell doesn't mean they belong in Halo Combat Evolved. And to be honest, it seems like they get less popular every year. And there's no guarantee that in 10 years from now, sprinting and slide canceling and whatever will still be in every shooter. Mechanics change, pacing evolves. What doesn't change is good design. And Combat Evolved already had it. Adding trendy movement just to modernize it would be like, it's like adding wall running to Resident Evil 4. It just completely misses the fucking point. Now, before I get to the juicy atmosphere, another thing that Sprint hurts is the idea of what Chief was. Because back when Halo Combat Evolved was released, Chief wasn't some sort of Power Ranger like 343 or Halo Studios has made him to be. In Halo Combat Evolved, he is more like a piece of equipment. Like, yeah, you're powerful. Yeah, you have energy shields like the Covenant do, but humanity's technology was far behind the Covenant. So the price for energy shields was this huge, bulky armor. Your armor and shields, it's like the elites, but they have superior technology. They can be agile. You aren't. You're not a superhero. You're not doing ridiculous, over-the-top Power Ranger shit. You go in with the squad, with the other Marines. But even then, they just look at you and say, oh, look, a Mark V. Like you're just a piece of gear or a shiny gun or tank or something. Chief was a weapon, a tool, a tank in human form. And the pacing of the game reflected that. The original game had a deliberate flow. It was methodical and grounded. Adding sprint or slide, it just breaks that. It nudges the feel ever so slightly towards that Power Ranger vibe. And this is something Halo Studios doesn't get at all, clearly. I mean, I mean, their past 3 Halo games have just been like jokes, basically. They've turned Chief into a Power Ranger. So now let's move on to atmosphere and sprint. And this is something I think most YouTube videos I've seen have discussed a bit, that sprinting hurts the atmosphere. If you are able to sprint, then the atmospheric sections of the game won't work. There won't be time to build atmosphere because the player will just sprint on right through those sections. And sure enough, go watch any of the videos of the gameplay demo and you will see the longer areas, the forerunner areas that are made for atmosphere and to give the player the sense of being on this some sort of ancient, lost, mysterious world. Those areas, people just sprint right through them. And there's so much fucking camera shake and shit, it's just impossible to soak in any sort of atmosphere, take in any details when you're just sprinting. But why exactly is the atmosphere so important? If you have never played the original Halo, you might be thinking, okay, like who cares about atmosphere? I get it. I'm on an ancient alien world, so what? Is that really worth not being able to sprint? But it's a lot more than that. From the start of the game, there's an atmosphere of mystery. What is this ring world exactly? And as you travel through these giant forerunner structures and installations, they really do have this really eerie and liminal feel to them. These areas are completely alien, yet are still just familiar enough to get under your skin. The layout and geometry almost make sense. Spaces and hallways feel just slightly too big or like slightly too small, and everywhere it's just a little too quiet. It's like they were built by something that doesn't think the way we do, but still understands similar concepts of scale and form. They were so ancient and advanced, it's hard to even think about what these areas could have been used for. And the aliens that built this place, the Forerunners, they were clearly far more technologically advanced than either the humans or the Covenant. And this is all told to the player through the atmosphere, the scale, the silence, the emptiness. It's all building towards something. You don't just learn that the Forerunners are gone, you feel it way before the game ever tells you. Every hallway, every chamber, it's almost like a grave. So when you finally discover what wiped them out, the flood, it just feels inevitable. The world's been warning you the whole time, but you just don't realize that you're walking through some sort of aftermath of a brutal extinction until it all just comes collapsing down on top of you. And without that atmosphere, without those long trips through the ancient tunnels and corridors, that realization isn't going to hit players as hard. I mean, how can it? They'll just sprint through the sections that are supposed to show you all of that. Sure, they will understand, yeah, the flood killed whoever built this ring world, cool. But that existential terror of realizing the flood is the reason all those corridors and hallways and religious-looking areas are empty, it's not going to hit them as hard or have the same effect. And I know I mentioned it before, but if you watch the videos of people playing the new campaign demo of the Silent Cartographer, all the Forerunner sections, all those structures, they just sprint right through them. I bet most OG Halo players know that first area, that first Forerunner structure where the door gets locked. I bet they know that area like the back of their hand. And it's one of those sections where it's like, when you walk into that place, it's like, what the fuck is this place? What kind of race built it? Like, what is this for? Because it's all leading up to that moment. The moment the player sees the flood and realizes, oh, shit, this is what happened to the advanced people that built this place. And if it can happen to them, then what hope do we have? And this is why fans of the original Halo do not want sprint. Oh yeah, and the whole thing about, well, there's an option to turn sprint off. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. I'm not going to turn it off. If I don't want to sprint, I'm just not going to press the sprint button. Like, what the fuck? Why would that even be a toggle to turn on and off? It's so fucking stupid. It actually pisses me off. Like, I'm getting fucking angry just thinking about it. Like, I'm just not going to press the sprint button, you fucking assholes. I don't need a fucking toggle. Like, I'm not going to just accidentally start sprinting. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. And it's not about toggling it or using sprint or not. If you put it in the game, I mean, how the fuck is the game designed? Is the game designed with sprint or is it designed without sprint? Like, you have to know how the player moves, like the base fucking movement of the game if you're designing a video game. Like, this is fucking game design 101. If you have sprint, that changes how things are designed. If you don't have sprint, that changes how things are designed. So which one is it? Like, what the actual fuck? And then, so I saw a developer, and I can't remember where I saw it because, my God, I've seen a lot of Halo shit recently, and I'm not sure if it was an actual Halo Studios developer or just like some random developer, but I think it was a Halo Studios developer, and they were trying to defend sprint by saying it's useful for if a player gets lost or loses their vehicle. Basically, it's there to help noobs get around faster. And my God, if this was an actual Halo Studios developer, then that right there tells you everything wrong with modern Halo design philosophy. They're not designing for immersion or pacing or the player fantasy. They're designing for people who get lost. I mean, that's not really game design. It's fucking babysitting. The original Halo didn't need to hold your hand. If you lost your warthog...
I'm going after him!
That was part of the experience. You felt stranded. You walked. You saw the ring world. You saw Halo stretch out around you. The quiet moments between the fights mattered. Sprinting kills that. It turns a moment of tension or isolation into just a 3-second jog. And sprint exists because modern designers are terrified of players getting bored or confused. But here's the thing. Those moments, especially in the original Halo, those moments are the game. That's pacing, that's atmosphere. I mean, if your solution is someone getting lost is to make them go faster, then no, that misses the entire point of Halo. That misses what made the game a fucking masterpiece in the first place. Like, holy shit. I mean, Halo used to make you feel small. But sprint, that's just going to make you feel impatient. And I imagine the perfect Halo Combat Evolved remake would be like some badass reinterpretation of Halo. Same story beats, all that stuff. But it was designed in a way that as I'm playing it, I lost my fucking warthog. I get lost. That would be truly amazing. I would fucking love that. But they designed for the opposite of that. So it's no, this shit it's not gonna be good, man. It's just gonna be the same shit as their past 3 Halo games, just some mediocre, generic bullshit. They're just gonna reskin Halo Combat Evolved and add sprint. Jesus Christ. And you know what? I already know they're gonna fuck up the atmosphere. I already know they are. Because they've already remastered a version of Halo Combat Evolved once with the Anniversary Edition. And they made some pretty big mistakes when they made that. And you know what? From playing their last 3 Halo games, I don't think they learned anything from their mistakes. For one, the Forerunner structures and installations, they looked awful in Anniversary. And once again, they look awful in the fucking remake. What a surprise. So I'm pretty sure this is just going to be a case of history repeating itself. So let's go ahead and look at the Halo Anniversary single player and check that out. Starting with the Forerunner structures here, they are similar, but they're always covered in designs and intricate patterns and little etchings and glowing symbols and layered textures. It's over fucking detailed. It's over designed. And it all looks cool on a surface level, but it completely misses the point. And that point being the lack of ornamentation, the lack of detail made it feel more advanced, not less. In the original Combat Evolved, the walls are smooth. The floors were flat. Everything felt deliberately massive and clean. The Forerunners were so far beyond us, they didn't even need to decorate anything, and that simplicity creates a weird unease. It's sterile and alien. You walk into these giant rooms and it's like stepping into a tomb built by machines or aliens that just don't think like we do, and it just elicits wonder and mystery. Then in the new trailer, they have these walls that just look like sheet metal. Like, look how bad the walls look here. It looks like galvanized sheet metal. Like, what the fuck is this? If I remember correctly, that's exactly how the Forerunner walls looked in Halo Infinite. So this is probably just a reused material, or they just reused the whole asset and couldn't be bothered to make a new material for it. Either way, this doesn't really look alien or ancient. It looks like shit. Speaking of alien and looking like shit, what the fuck are these Covenant crates? This is just plain bad. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, how is this possible? You would think that after all the main set pieces and like focal points were made for the level and they start making the props, like crates would be like number one on the fucking list of props to make. So how the fuck, like, the designers and people making this game are looking at this fucking level, like they're working on it 8 hours a day, and they just look at these crates and nobody says, what the fuck is this? Like, okay, you know what, I'm not even gonna go off on a tangent about the crates. I'm just gonna keep going with what I was talking about. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, the 2011 remaster that Halo Studios has already tried to make. And, you know, in that remaster, they don't understand the atmosphere of Halo. They didn't understand it back then. They don't understand it now. Let's look at some more examples of the Forerunner areas from Halo Anniversary. The 2011 Halo Studio, the last time they tried to remaster the game. As you can see, the Forerunner areas, they just look like they are brand new, spotless. They don't have a feeling of being old and ancient. Not at all. And just like in the new Halo Remake demo, the Forerunner stuff is so fucking clean and shiny. The shit looks like it was created yesterday. And you just know they're going to completely fuck this up in the new remake. They're just going to make the Forerunner stuff the exact same they've made in their past 3 Halo games. And one other thing is, they really fucked up the colors in the Anniversary Edition. Like, a lot of the colors are just completely wrong. It's like they were trying to retcon the Forerunner color schemes here to better fit what they were planning to do with Halo 4 and shit. It's kind of disgusting, really. And I guarantee they will fuck up the colors in the new remake as well. I mean, it's like how, as a designer, who do you think you are to, like, even change basic shit like the colors of one of the greatest games of all time? It's just such a bizarre fucking thing to do. Like, how do you even get into that mindset where you're like, you know what, we're gonna change that purple to this different color because I said so, I like it better? Like, fuck you. It's the same thing with the assault rifle. This is why people are fucking mad about the assault rifle not having 60 rounds, is because why would you change that, and who do you think you are to change that? And if you're planning on adding a 60-round SMG or whatever, fuck off. Nobody wants your 60-round SMG. So going back to the colors. And there's probably some people like, well, that Bungie changed the colors in Halo 3. The whole Forerunner color scheme is different. But this isn't Halo 3. This isn't Halo 2. We're talking about Halo Combat Evolved. This is before the books. This is before the fucking over-convoluted clusterfuck that 343 Halo Studios created with Halo 4, 5, and 6. But yeah, if they're going to make this remake like a remaster, they don't need to be changing the fucking color schemes. You just leave it how it is. If a fucking Forerunner room is purple, make it purple. If you're gonna redesign the whole thing, redesign the whole thing. Not this fucking half-ass pick and choose what you want to change or not change. I don't know, it's just really shitty. And then, yeah, you have some areas in the Anniversary that, like, graphically, artistically, they just don't even look as good as the original. And this is, I mean, 10 years of technology has advanced when this remaster came out. And I guarantee there will be spots in the new remake that will not look as good as the 2001 version of Halo Combat Evolved. I guarantee it. So anyways, let's go deeper into the base here. And in the original game, you know, the liminal feel of it all, the eerie quiet, it all really creeps the player out here. You still have the feeling of that this place was made for something, but I have no fucking idea what it was made for. But in the Anniversary, it's like things just look too sci-fi. Like, once again, the over-detailed walls and stuff, it it just feels like you're in some sort of sci-fi base. It's less dreamlike. It's more built by aliens. Like, you go to see some sci-fi Hollywood movie, and that's what the alien shit would look like. So yeah, I mean, the atmosphere of the game, this is just one area I'm certain Halo Studios is just going to completely botch, because they already did it in their 2011 version. But just how bad will they fuck up the atmosphere? Well, let's just go ahead and look at the level 343 Guilty Spark. And you know, it's kind of poetic. The studio that literally named themselves 343 Studio went on to completely ruin the level 343 Guilty Spark. You can't make that up. So the level 343 Guilty Spark, the entire mission is designed to be tense, eerie, unsettling, creepy, and you know how the original game did it? With atmosphere. In the original, the moment you step into that swamp, there is a thick fog that massively reduces visibility. And it's really quiet. You can hear your own footsteps and some weird-ass ambient jungle sounds. There's a crashed pelican, and if you go over to it, there's strange radio chatter coming from it. And the one thing that really immediately stands out here is just this thick blanket of fog. And what makes this fog so important is that every level before this has been wide open, bright, clearly visible. The shift here immediately tells the player something's not right. This is horror 101. You don't just dump monsters on the player, you prime them. You build tension, you make their minds start filling in blanks before anything even happens. Look at how, if you're paying attention, you can see some flood enemies running off in the distance. The fog hides their shapes perfectly, to where you can't really tell what they are. That's the creepy shit that starts getting in players' heads. But in Halo Anniversary, that fog, it's just gone. The lighting is clear, shadows are like shallow as fuck. It's like walking through a Disneyland animatronic forest. That's what it felt like to me. There's no fear, no tension. The whole setup's just fucking gone. And when the floods show up, it doesn't hit as hard because they already blew the atmosphere before the scare ever hit. And I mean, it's really unbelievable how they just removed the fog from this level. The fact they didn't see why the fog was so important to this level, it's just a massive fucking red flag. I mean, this is something that wasn't just overlooked. This is a conscious design choice. Someone in charge made the choice to remove the fog. And the more you think about it, the more the red flags just start showing. Let's say some lead designer said, I don't like the fog. Let's get rid of it so we can just show off what we think is our better graphics. How the fuck did everyone else in the studio not immediately start raising hell about this? This should have gotten so much pushback so quickly from everyone that at some point the fog had to have been, like, they would have forced the fucking whoever made this choice to put the fog back in. But they didn't. Because, like, they probably don't really care or they don't realize just how important it is. And I mean, these are the same people that are going to remake the game again? Yeah, okay. Just like with the Elite Energy Shields, like, how the fuck did this make it into the game? Like, and I'll use the same example as before, the Marines helmets with no cool green sci-fi eye fucking HUD thing. I mean, the people in the studio are looking at this shit every single day. I mean, it really makes you wonder, like, have they actually even played the original game before? Like, for real. Because, like, there's just no way some of this shit isn't just like, I just feel like if I worked there and I was like, I'm going to play test the level, I would immediately, like, go to the boss and be like, hey, man, there's some serious shit wrong with this. Like, holy fucking shit. You gotta, like, do something. Fucking do your job, bro. Fuck. Sorry, I really like Halo, okay? I haven't made very many videos about it because it makes me really angry and really sad what Halo's become. And, so yeah, if I get a little tense, let's just move on. So going back to this area here, you can actually see some flood off in the distance, barely visible as they're covered by the fog. If you even notice them, it's like, what the fuck was that? Because the fog obscures them so heavily, they just look like strange shapes moving in the distance. In the anniversary version, like, yeah, you can see them way too clearly. It's not near as creepy looking. The player would still have no idea what they are at this point, but they would most certainly be able to rule out Covenant or human after seeing this. Alright, so check this out. Right before the player encounters the flood, you come across this bizarre area where in the center of the room is what appears to be like flood liquid or flood goop, some sort of blood or something falling down and splatting onto the ground. You can even hear it as it splats. This is a creepy little area that really helps prime the player's brains for a terrifying first encounter with the flood, but in the Halo Studios remaster, it's just not there. There's no audio, there's no nothing. It's like they completely removed it on purpose. And yeah, this is just really strange to me that it was removed. It's kind of pathetic, really, but it's far from the only place blood is removed in the anniversary version of Halo. And thank God blood has finally returned to Halo after like 15 fucking years. I'd give Halo Studios props for bringing back blood, but they are the retards that removed blood from Halo in the first place, which is hands down one of the dumbest decisions they've ever made. So you take this Halo Studios design level that has no atmosphere, no tension, missing really cool details, and then you add in sprinting. And it's just going to be you sprinting through some generic sci-fi corridors on the level that the flood is introduced. I mean, I really hope I'm wrong. I hope that they fucking make it scary as fuck and the flood are just brutal and just violent and it's just insanely over-the-top gory. But it's just going to be the same shit as always. This is the fifth Halo game they've made if you count the 2011 anniversary. And they've all fucking sucked. So, I don't know. I really wish they were not remaking this game. It's just really sad. I feel sorry for the players that have never played Halo, and this game will be like their first introduction to it. What a pity. Now, while I could make this a 8-hour video talking about how the Anniversary Edition misses all sorts of atmosphere, I think you get the point. They've already remade the game once. It sucked. So now, they're remaking it again. History's just going to repeat itself. It's just going to suck again. They're going to make all the same fucking mistakes. They might actually make it worse. It might actually end up being worse than the fucking anniversary version. So moving on. They said there's going to be some sort of prequel missions added in, which is just really bizarre. You know, one of the quiet geniuses of Halo Combat Evolved is that the campaign itself, like, mirrors the Ring World. It mirrors Halo. That circular progression in the levels themselves. You start on the Pillar of Autumn, you end on the Pillar of Autumn, and everything in between loops back on itself. The same landscapes reinterpreted, the same battlefields reversed. It feels complete, like the ring is closed. The game itself is a complete package that stands alone. And now Halo Studios says they're adding prequel missions. Great. So instead of a perfect loop, it's going to start dangling loose threads off that circle. I mean, the original structure was deliberate. It made the journey feel mythic, like the beginning and the end are connected. You add some reach or whatever, some reach levels into the intro for context or whatever, and the symmetry is just gone. The problem is and this is the big problem right here. The problem is it's no longer elegant. Now it's episodic. And that's really shitty. They'll probably try to sell you more fucking prequel missions as DLC or some shit. But yeah, but this is the kind of shit I've been talking about the whole video. These kind of small details are what made the first game so special in the first place. And I guess all those little awesome special details are just going to be gutted by Halo Studios. And they sure do pick some weird ass things to change, you know. Maybe some things need to be left how they were in 2001, like, you know how the Marines couldn't drive you around in the Warthog in the original game? Well, now they can, and I don't know, I mean, I don't really have words to describe really what I'm watching. This is really sad. This is like borderline incompetence. Like, who the fuck is in charge of this project? What the fuck is going on? Oh yeah, also I wanted to talk about Unreal Engine 5. Because when it was first announced that Halo would be made on Unreal Engine 5, or maybe it was like a rumor or whatever, people were acting like it was awesome and it's going to be some big technical leap forward. Oh, it's going to look amazing, UE5. And then you had people like blaming Infinite's failures on the Slip Space engine. No, that's not why they switched engines. Microsoft didn't greenlight Unreal because they suddenly care about visuals or some shit. They did it for one reason. Because it makes outsourcing easier. When your entire dev structure is built around cheap contract work, you don't want to spend time training 15 different external studios on your in-house engine. You want to hand them a Unreal Engine 5 project file and say, here, build this section. It's not about quality, it's about convenience. Halo used to be built in-house in a studio by a team of people who understood how the game worked, probably down to the last line of code. But that's not how these big AAA gaming companies operate anymore. Halo Infinite? That was a Frankenstein project. And guess what? This Halo remake will be the exact same. Studio A does the cinematics, Studio B handles the networking, Studio C models the trees, Studio D creates the audio, and so on. No one owns a vision. Because there is no vision. They just build pieces of it and hope it fits together. Like, they probably have some loose guidance thrown in, but that guidance is probably coming from the same guy that thinks Sprint should be in the game. And in the worst case scenarios, like Halo Infinite, because they contract all the work out, the whole game becomes so spaghettified that later they can't change basic shit. Like at one point I believe during Halo Infinite, they couldn't even add Team Slayer to the multiplayer menu. Like, they weren't able to add Team Slayer to it because it would break the whole fucking game. And just think about, they released a Halo game without Team Slayer as a default fucking playlist. That wasn't even in the game. And then they couldn't even add it into the game because it would break the entire fucking thing. That's holy fucking shit. And this is the same people. That was the last game they made. And it's the same people remaking Halo Combat Evolved. Jesus fucking Christ. But hey, at least the in-game premium currency store worked fine. Anyway, yeah, that's it's happening again. That's why they picked Unreal. And it just, picking Unreal makes it easier to pass the project around, to treat Halo like a corporate group assignment instead of a passion project. It's not an engine choice, it's a business choice. Like the original Halo game, from start to finish, the whole package, everything felt unified. Like it was all one vision. You could feel that Bungie built it together. But when your game is a pile of Trello cards being shipped between 5 studios across 3 time zones, you're just going to lose that cohesion. And that's why modern Halo, I think a lot of the time, that's why it feels like a theme park. It's too clean, too polished, too safe. It's just like production, like a fucking production pipeline. It's not a world. And switching to Unreal, like, it might make it easier on their end to pass the shit around, to oil the gears for the production line, but it's just going to make everything worse. It's just going to turn the act of creation into like an assembly line. And you can't outsource soul. I think I'll just leave it there. This has been David with Consternation Evolved. And if you like this video, consider liking and subscribing. And consider sharing the video on social media to your friends, family, whatever. And I'm not a very social guy. I'm not on any social media or anything like that. So if you agree with my video and you like it, I don't know, help me out. Anyways, thanks for watching.
Did anyone else make it?
Peace out.
Scanning. Just dust and echoes. We're all that's left. We did what we had to do for Earth. An entire Covenant armada obliterated, and the Flood. We had no choice. Halo. It's finished.